Welcome, welcome, welcome. Shalom, shalom, Mosiah and Christ bless. Hope we had a wonderful and blessed day. And again, welcome to the show. Welcome to the show. Let's line ourselves up here for a night of videos, activities, and some discussion. So let's see what's going on here. Let's see what's going on here. Hmm, I can't see what's happening here. All right, all right. There we go. There we go. Again, shalom, shalom, Mosiah and Christ plus. Welcome to In the View, family. Welcome to In the View. Tonight we have a few videos we want to go over and discuss. And they're all pertaining to sisters. Sisters, as usual, sisters. You know, we often find ourselves the question of things of immorality in Israel, and it's usually with the sisters. But yeah, as I said, our sisters seem to have lost the desire to serve and to inherit in the Most High. Because the way they carry themselves nowadays is unlike before. Because back in the day, sisters, they did a jive, they did a thing, but as it is now, it is never more prevalent today than it was back then. They have no shame, they have no pride, they have no disgust, they have no honor, they have no principles, they have no virtue, and not to downtrodden every sister, not to be insulting, not to belittle all of the sisters, but it is a fact in point that the so called black woman has no morals, no fear of God, and no family orientation. Because when we look at most of these, well, not most of these videos, when we look at these videos, well, three primarily, in fact, the sisters are outrageous. Outrageous, I tell you. And it's a crying shame because these sisters have husbands, some of them, men they are with whom they would want to marry, men they are with whom are the fathers of their children, and they have children, young daughters whom they're encouraging to be the way they are, husbands, sorry, not husbands, who's this calling? Brother, I'd have to call you another time. Yeah, so they have young sons, I should say, whom they are putting an air of disrepute upon because they look at this and find it to be normal that if my mother does this, then all other women should be like this, which should not be. The younger sisters, the blame is placed on them just as well as it's placed on the older sisters who's supposed to be more in tune with what it is to be a mother, what it is to be respectful, what it is to be decent, what it is to have morals, what it is to have virtue. And they're out there, they call it dance, they call it entertainment, they call it having fun. But that is not the way that it should be, sisters. And I'm speaking to you, sisters, primarily in Israel. To hell with the other races. They are the ones that influenced you. They are the ones that have you deep in sin, that have you lost, And so, again, as I said, it is a disgrace to see the way our sisters carry themselves. I know the Most High is sitting on his throne and all he's doing is the same thing I'm doing, shaking his head and wagging his hand and just marking X's in that book. My Lord. But all praises. Let's get to some videos. First video I'm going to bring up is I know everybody has been talking about it, has been in the limelight a lot, and it's concerning. Well, I don't know the sister. Let me start there. I don't know her. I don't follow her. I don't subscribe to her or nothing she does. I don't even know the guy Usher. I don't know her boyfriend. I know nothing about them, but again, it's something concerning what's happening in our community and concerning our brothers and sisters. So, with that being said, let's get to that video of this incident. That's all I can call it, this incident. So, for those of us who are not in the know, this is a sister named Kiki Palmer. And here we see this is a well known entertainer, Usher. And from the information I would have found and heard and know, this Kiki Palmer would have just had a child. Okay. And not giving credit to her being in good shape or in good health or got her body back fit. In no doubt, as a female, as a woman, and especially as a sister, she should not be dressed this way in any which way, either at home, among her relatives, either in public, either in a club, and definitely not in the limelight of a camera recording her movements. But as I said again, she would have just had a child, and I guess this is her way of showing the world that, look at me. I'm back. I'm fit. I'm sexy. She wants to be adored. She wants to be the spotlight of attention. And so here she is fawning herself all over this brother, as we're going to see. Here she is dressed like a, excuse my term, a whore, but that is what she is carrying herself like. And let's see the actions that she attributes to the way she's dressed. Nothing ladylike, nothing virtuous, nothing presentable. So let's continue with the video. And this, I guess, is her party. I don't know, some coming out party or whatever it is. But, as I said, the way she's dressed is scandalous. A new mother, a woman maybe in a relationship, because, as I said, there's some big hubbub about her and the baby father all up in the news. So, this is detestable. This is horrible. She has him all over her. She's all over him. She's throwing herself all around naked. And you can see she's drinking. So, she may be even a little intoxicated. But all the same, it is disgraceful. Disgraceful. And I give her a 9 on my scale of outrageous. So let's continue. Yeah, so that's it. Enough of her. As I said, she should be ashamed of herself as we are ashamed of her as men and as black men and as Israel. Because the greatest thing that she is doing is destroying her image as a so called black woman, as a mother, as prime material for someone to adore and want to marry. She's living up to the example of what it means to be a hussy, to be a floozy, to be a street girl. That's the image that she's portraying. And that's what she represents. That is what the world is accustomed, especially to sisters being like. And here she is, a well known face and name, and portraying herself like that. If this is what she has to do to get back into the limelight, to be remembered, to be seen, then I'm sorry for you, sister. I am sorry for you because you are nothing in my eye. I'm sorry to say. And some people may take it the wrong way, but I find that to be outrageous. And as I said, she gets a 9 out of 10 on my scale of outrageousness. So moving down the line, here we have a sister. I put my hands in the air and I cry utter shame because I don't know what in the world possessed this sister to make this video. Mind you, some brothers, some men out there find it to be irresistible and attractive. And I'm not knocking the sister in any which way negatively, other than to say it is appalling the way she presents herself. It is disgraceful for the way she acts, and it is detestable for the things that she's doing. And for her, I automatically give her a 10 on my scale for outrageousness, disgrace. Thumbs down, sister. So let's get to the video and you would see for yourself what it is I'm talking about. Now, can someone tell me for the life of me what is it this sister feels that she's doing or trying to do? I'm still trying to figure it out right now. She is overly cellulite, naked, wearing this blonde wig out in the public, filming herself. And as I say, you have some men out there who find that quite attractive. But for me, no, not just for her size, not just for her look, but for the way she carries herself. You know that you're a woman of size. Look at what you're wearing, trying to attract the attention of men. It's all good and right to be self confident, but for the right things, not for vain adoration, not for nastiness. Come on, sister, have some self respect, some pride, some decency. You don't want to walk around like that, having people goring at you, and you know they're goring at you, and you feeling a sense of sexiness when people are goring at you, knowing the way you're dressed and how you look. My goodness. Anyhow, let's continue with this video. Look. What is she supposed to be doing? She's trying to pull down those two strings of thread that she calls the pants that she's supposed to be wearing. And she's trying to say she's covering her buttocks. The pants barely gets down from her waist. She's trying to cover her backside on her thighs. But you know what you're wearing, sister. You know it's too tight, it's too small, it's too short. And here you are making a video, making a mockery of yourself. Ah, boy. But let's move on. This is the height of self confidence. Beyond self confidence. I don't have the word for her. But, as I said, some people, they are just beyond the natural. Beyond the natural. I don't know. But this sister, she's just too much for me. But let's continue in this video. Yeah, goodbye to you too. It wasn't good while it lasted. But if anyone can tell me what in the heavens that sister was all about, I would appreciate it. Because I, for the life of me, can't understand what got into her. Must be a demon fly up in her and told her to make that video. Because it is shameful, disgraceful. I mean, again, like I say, self confidence is a good thing, but come on, sister, don't do that. Don't do that. And I give you a 10 on my scale of measurement of outrageous, and thumbs down for despicable. My goodness. Anyhow, let's get to another video. This video is a more positive video. This sister appears to be, someone of a virtuous character, very uh, respectful. The only thing I see in this video that I can give this sister wrong for off site is the attire of a man, but the thing that attracted me to this video more to say is what it was all about. During the Obama era, so many of us really thought that he would have made a change in the world for us as a people. But to this day, there is nothing credible on record that you can say Obama has done for the black nation, the so called black nation. Because at his height, he sat not just once, but twice in the highest office and seat of power in the world. And he did nothing for his people. Well, people of his color, not his people, because we know for a fact we are not his people, or he is not of his people. Okay? But this sister took it to heart she was an avid follower and a fan, and she speaks her mind and tells you exactly how hurt she was, just like millions of us were, because we expected more and thought that we would get more. But I'll let the sister explain while you get an understanding of how she feels.
I loved Michelle. I bought her book. I loved their girls. They were so beautiful. I loved everything about them. Anytime somebody said something negative about them, especially a black person, oh, it made me so mad. I'm like, we can't never have anything without y'all asses always complaining. I was so proud to vote for Obama. I was filled with so much hope, so much optimism. And when he finally won, oh my God, what an incredible feeling. We black people were now turning a corner. Finally, after so many years, after so many centuries of struggle.
You see, exactly as I said, this sister had such high hopes, and that's why you see the Bible tell you not to place your trust in man because he will surely fail you. And that was Obama was to the so-called black nation. A failure, a utter and complete failure. So instead of grading the sister, I will grade Obama. He got an 11 on my scale of 10 of outrageous and 2 thumbs down for being disgraceful. All praises. So let's finish listening to this sister.
Struggling for survival. Finally, well, it didn't quite work out the way that I had imagined it would. Nothing really changed for us at all. We were still getting killed in the streets. We were
No, I have to disagree with the sister with that part. What do you mean nothing changed for us? The world changed. The whole world changed under President Obama's regime because he opened the door for most of the gay rights. He closed the door on most of the black plight. So the world changed. Okay? I'm not saying he was all bad and it didn't affect me directly, but it speaks to the fact of the hope that we had in that so called brother. You know, the great things we were expecting from him. And as I said, he sat in the seat of power and did nothing credible that is left on record to say that would have empowered or helped the so called black nation. Nothing. But albeit, I pray for all those who fell victim to the false image that he portrayed and the dream that he sold them. Like this sister who's aggrieved and hurt to her heart. Millions of us, like I said, feel the same way and to this day are still hurting because they cannot believe a black prince sat on the throne of power and left the country, the world as a whole, deprived and void as he did. But let's finish listening to the sister.
still struggling to survive. Obama, in neither one of his terms, did anything to specifically, to deliberately help black people. And people say it's because he didn't have Congress behind him. He somehow found a way to do things for other groups of people. But even worse than that, Obama and his administration, they did some horrible things in Syria, in Libya. He approved.
Aha, there you go. Back to my point of how he changed the world. He decimated his own people, forgive me, his so called own people, inflicting war, death, terror, destabilization. He did that. So his whole agenda, his whole outlook, his whole reign was all about not just the United States of America, but the totalitarian power that governs it. Because he besieged countries on behalf of the elites. He assassinated people on behalf of the elites. He was almost, we could say, no better than the what's the name of that president and his father who assassinated Saddam Hussein? I forget the name of those two Edomite father and son. Oh, the Bushes. How could I forget that name? Yeah, he's more on their level because of the atrocities he committed and allowed to happen, all in the name of so-called democracy, all in the image of the so-called free nation of the United States of America. I cry shame on him. I cry shame on him, just as most of the rest of the world does.
The assassination of Gaddafi. And at the time, I believed the story they gave us that Gaddafi was an evil dictator torturing his people. The exact same story that they gave us for Saddam. And as I learned more and more about what Gaddafi was trying to do for Libya, what he was trying to do to unite Africa, I was like, oh my God.
Yeah, and that is the fact. They could not allow that. And that's why you see today the United States of America is going to be facing turmoil because, just like the Bible says, they have reached the height of all of their sins. And we read that in Obadiah. Sorry, not Obadiah, in Zephaniah, where the Most High say, until they have reached so high that they find themselves to think that they are on league or in league with the Most High God. They are full of sins. We read that in Revelations. Okay? Say the world is drunken with the wine of the whore. That's them. They're full of sins. And the sister outlined some of the things that Obama would have allowed as the president of the whore. So let's move on with this video. Speak your mind, sister. Facts.
What did he do? And then my rose colored glasses started to fade, the absolute disillusionment set in, and I realized that Obama was just another politician, just like all the other politicians that I had voted for. No one is coming to save us. Not Democrats, not Republicans. We have to save ourselves.
By any means necessary. All praises, all praises, all praises. And that hits home. That's a fact. That's why the Bible tells us not to partake and get involved in politics. And it's just like I said, no man can save us. All praises, no man can save us. And we read that in Deuteronomy. Say none can buy us, meaning no one can save us. Just trust in the Most High. Stay out of politics. Politics is the realm and the world of those wicked Edomites and the elites that they cohabitate with. And all praises to that sister for bringing that truth out. So, my last video, this one, if I had 4 hands, I could give 4 set of 10s because it's 4 supposed sisters being outrageously landish, loose, wild, full of wickedness and abomination, naked, disgraceful, acting like, again, the bad word, whores in the public eye for fun and so called entertainment. And this is the epitome of what I was talking about earlier. Women who are mothers, women who are sisters, women who are wives, women who have expected husbands, fathers to be expected husbands, have family members, have friends, and none of that means anything to them. All for 3 minutes in the public eye and a handful of dollars. They make themselves detestable, vile, outrageous, disgraceful, nasty, and I can go on and on. But again, I don't say these things to belittle, barrage, or debase our sisters. I'm only speaking fact for the way they carry themselves and are looking for our men and the rest of the world to respect them in the highest of character. How? You cannot say to me, this is all I know, all I can do. You want to dance, dance to the honor and glory of the Most High. And even if you do it in a secular way, clothe yourself. Do it respectably. I can never, ever find the morality in women parading themselves around naked for the world to see, and they want it to be acceptable. Mind you, it is acceptable in the world's eye. Nobody sees anything wrong with it except you and I, and that empowers them to make them feel confident that what they're doing is right. So, with that being said, let's view this video.
T3.
And the thing that upsets me most is these are the very sisters who are looking for righteous men, or as they term, a good man. How can you get a good man when this is what you give to the world? You only attract evil, sinful, unrighteous men who only see you as a sex thing, something to play with, something to use. Okay? And then you say you want a good husband, you want a good man who respects you, treats you like a queen, appreciates you, loves you, when this is what you want to do. for a man to be made shame, to be disgraced, to be looked upon as nothing, because this is what his woman, his wife, his queen is doing while he's there in the crowd cheering her on, or at home babysitting, or he may even be up on the stage with them because he could be the DJ, the MC, the security, whatever. But no, 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 no. Two thumbs down in disgrace and 40 fingers. Mm, I mean, horrible, man. Let's move on with this video.
Fuck you as my man, the party flying, and now we have no time, and that's how lie you and your friend don't lie. So you feel high, so that's what I like. But love when you smoke and when you get high, what you like? Die what you like. T-E-M-P, any sugar. Follow the hot girl, when I'm done over. T-E-M-P, any sugar. Follow the hot girl, follow the hot girl. Ride it, ride it.
And look at it. They're gyrating themselves up and down. Young, beautiful women. And so I'm going to say something, and I don't want anyone to take it in the wrong context, but it speaks to point. When you, as a young, beautiful woman, are up on that stage, gyrating and dancing to a demonic, overly sexually stimulated man in the crowd watching you, it entices him to molest you, it entices him to rape you, it entices him to molest somebody else, it entices him to rape somebody else. So you're fostering an air of crime, unrighteousness, sinful acts, and can lead to so many other things. It is the work of Satan, has to be, because I can't see why. And more times, often than not, it's always our sisters. It's always our sisters. They have been led down a path that they cannot find their way back from. And the more the world throws at them, the more they eat it up. They want to be back in the day as the Egyptians were, with the hair, with the nails, with the makeup. Now they want to be as the Europeans, with the dance, the gyrating, the jiggling, naked. Yes, we danced, yes, we sang, but it was to the honor and glory of the Most High. They came with these European customs where the women do these belly dance, where the women do these gyrating hip movements and all of that. And they took it even further. They got stark naked. And they give it these demon names, Carnival and Jonkanu and all these pagan festivals of dance and gyrating that they do. As I said, I am not saying this to debase anyone, because even I myself, in my younger days, I was in the world. I saw this. I admired it. I partook in it. Until all praises to the Most High, He redeemed me, opened my eyes, and awakened me to this truth. And so that is why I can speak. Because the Bible tells us we are the judges of the world. And don't let anyone lie to you, say, oh, nobody can judge you. Yes, we were given the authority to judge and judge righteously, because we have the word, and the word is truth. And it speaks out against this, so we can judge them as being sinful, unrighteous, and wrong, not to our opinion, but to the authority of the Most High God, because His word is law, and His word says that women ought to be righteous, ought to be virtuous, ought to be dressed, and not just dressed in that which pertaineth to a woman. And it speaks to wearing of the gold, wearing of the makeup, wearing of the hair, and all manner of fashion. But we have fallen, well, not we, the sisters have fallen far away from that. But enough ranting and raving. Let's get on with our detestable video.
I come to open Pandora box. I come to make them bend down and touch it. I behind your baby, don't watch. Don't watch, don't watch. Can you tell mama touch on the food? Take on it, take on it, take on it, take on it. Waistline fast and I like that.
Rock? Who's rock?
Everybody know when I get green light, y'all go, y'all go. Why you wanna whine like that? Why you wanna bend like that? Why you wanna shake like that? What's your accent? I don't want to stop.
Look at this young lady. Excuse me. Look at this young sister. Look, she even went 3 steps further. She made it into now a wrestling match or gymnastic show, whatever you want to call it. But this sister, she is not easy. Young, vibrant women. But again, such is the way the world is, such is the way our sisters are. And all praises to the Most High for the redemption and the renewing of their minds. Ah, boy. But let's go on. So, with that, we get a full view of what has become of our sisters, not only in the world, but also in Israel. Because a lot of them we see there, they subscribe and partake in the Israelite faith and truth, believe it or not. They may not be as upright and righteous, as holy and devout, as strict, but they fall under the tenets of Israel. And these are the things that they, not only they themselves, but also we partake in. Because, like I said, I would have been at that concert a time ago. Your sons, your daughters, even you may have been at that concert a time ago. We have all passed through the fire. Some are still in the fire burning because they don't want to see their way out. And to get out, we must relinquish this world. That's what it says in 1 John 3. For the love of this world and the things of this world, it's sin. We have to let go of that if we want to renew ourselves and be accounted. But again, as I said, it is the will of the Most High because He has given His people a reprobate mind. Okay? Not everyone will be saved. That is a fact that we must live with. And with that, I say shalom, Most High in Christ bless, and I will see you again soon, Israel. All praises.